Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. Oh boy, you guys. First and foremost, if this is your first time finding my channel, subscribe. If you like the video, like, comment, and share. Okay, guys? So this is a review on Sistas, right? This is season 3. Season finale. Episode 22, right? And the name of the episode is A Woman's Work. And I'm just going to say that this was a little bit kind of not what I was expecting from the finale. I'm just going to keep it real. Kind of felt like a filler episode at some points. We got a little bit of action at the end. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. And we will have a new season. Y'all know Tyler Perry be working fast. So we will have a new season January 4th, and I will be reviewing that. When the Oval comes back with their new season, I'll more than likely review that. And we found out, I think that was the last week or the week before, that Fatima and Zach are getting their own show, which is going to be called Zatima, a spinoff that's coming in 2022. So I'll see if maybe I'll do a review on that too. I'm wondering how they're going to work that out. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into this, guys. So we started out the episode basically where we left off last week with Hayden Raggedy Ass still coming at Zach, still telling him, that he knows that he did insider trading and he's been arrested before. And, he don't want no more problems and he don't want to be arrested again. And Zach is pretty much telling him, man, if you don't get your behind out of here, I already see what kind of guy you are and you full of crap. And, if you could prove it, then prove it, And he's telling him he has 90 seconds to get out of there. And Hayden is still talking and he's like, okay, 70 seconds. And basically he ends up telling Zach that if he doesn't want to go to jail, the only way he would leave him alone and not do anything is if he just leaves Fatima alone altogether. And I'm so over this storyline. It's like Fatima had to have went up to this man somewhere between 5 to 10 times already. I done lost count. And obviously that's not working. Obviously he needs more extreme things to happen. He needs y'all to really go and report him to the boss and not just say you reporting him to the boss. This is beyond ridiculous. He needs some type of police reports filed. Like I said in one of my last reviews, man, I'm ready for somebody to hit him with a damn bus or something at this point. I'm so tired of him. Like just as soon as he come out in the street, run his ass over. Okay, I'm done with him. But Zach tells him he'd rather do a bid than ever make a deal with him. And he was like, while I'm doing that bid, Fatima would ride up north and come see me, okay? She still won't be with you. And I like that he said that. I'm like, yep, that's true, Hayden. She don't want your ass. How else do she have to say it? And so we then go back to Danny and the girls still at that strip club eating. Wait a minute, y'all, sorry. The minute I start talking, my throat be getting dry. When I'm not talking, that don't be happening. But anyway, and the guy Fugo comes down, however you say his damn name, and he gets Sabrina and brings her up on the stage. Of course, she acting all shy and, don't want to go and is mad awkward. And they still asking Karen why she not drinking. And she's still just like, I don't want to drink and I'm driving and all that type of stuff. And so basically, they keep blaming it on the pastor. They like, oh, she's really turning into a pastor's wife. He's really getting to her. Now that's making a change and all of that stuff. And she's just sitting there with the sourpuss face. And then she comes out of nowhere and asks Andy if she invited Fatima. Like, why would she invite Fatima? Okay, when y'all just got into it and you just came up to her job and showed your ass, I'm confused as to why you even there with them out. Because obviously you don't want to be there and you in a bad mood. I'm not getting it. It's like if you just wanted to come to bring everybody else damn night down. So, that she keeps going, yeah, you should invite her. Then Andy says she's going to text her. And then Karen gets up to go to the bathroom. And then, Danny is like, girl, I know damn well you ain't about to text her. And she like, of course I'm not going to text her. What do you think? I'm a nickapoo? She was like, hell no, I'm not texting her or whatever. And she was like, they both carry guns. I wouldn't even want to, have them two together or whatever. Like, Andy carries a gun and so do, Karen carries a gun and so do Fatima. And so Fugo comes over and he's rapping to Danny. He's saying how he want to take her out later. Can they hang out? That she knows he's always wanted her and he's always had a crush on her and all of that kind of stuff. And at this point, when he walks away, Andy and Sabrina keep being like, are you going to do it? Are you going to go out with him? Are you going to give him a chance? And she's like, nah, I'm not messing with that. And then Andy and Sabrina say at the same time, like, yeah, she's going to do it. And they say, why not? Because of Rodeo basically talking about Preston. And then she says yes. And of course, Sabrina got to come out. That kind of annoys me with Sabrina. Like, she's always quick to tell somebody else's business real quick, fast, and hurry, but she don't like talking about her own. And then she be real quick to, like, judge people and stuff. So here she go. Oh, yeah, because isn't he with his sexy cousin or something along them lines? And Andy was like, what? What the hell is that about? What are you talking about? And then she's like, come on, tell me. And, Danny's basically like, listen, we're going to wait till Karen comes back because I'm not going to be telling this story more than twice. And then Andy's like, oh, this must really be some tea here, some hot tea or whatever. And Danny was basically just like bitch to Sabrina because it was like, it really wasn't no reason for you to even throw that out there. And then, Sabrina's like, yeah, it is a mess or whatever the case may be. But whatever. So then we get to Zach and Fatima and he's telling her all about, Karen being pregnant. And of course she's saying, do you know that is yours, by you? She's like, how far along? He tells her he's not sure. She's supposed to be going to the doctor next week. It's like, is she keeping it? Well, I don't know. But the way she was talking is basically looking like it. And she's asking him how he feels about it. And he's like, I really don't know that either. Like, this came as a surprise to him. And his emotions is every which way. And then she's like, how is that going to work for him? What is he going to do? And, of course, he's just basically like, he don't have all this situation, together yet. They'll figure it out. She's supposed to be calling him and letting him know a lot of this stuff. And then I guess he can go from there. So, basically, sorry, I'll be mixing up their names sometimes. Fatima's telling him that a baby brings a whole nother situation in, which is what I said last week in my review. And Zach says, speaking of situations, there's something else I got to tell you about. And she's just meanwhile, while he's talking about all of this stuff, pouring these damn glasses of wine back to back to back. And then she was about to close it up. And he was like, nah, don't close it up. Leave it open, And basically, he starts to tell her about Hayden and how he approached him and what he was saying and how he made the threat that he better leave him alone. And he gives her the whole breakdown of what happened with the stock and the lady that came up to him in the airport. And he says he didn't put the money that, she wanted him to put on it, but he put his own money on it or whatever the case may be. And he, won from it. And so she says, okay. And he's like, what? That's it? That's all you're going to say? Like, how are you being so calm? I don't understand. And she tells him, don't worry about Hayden. I got him. And I'm like, Fatima, are you sure you got him? Because, like I said, Fatima done gotten this boy behind every which way that she possibly could. She done threatened him. She done told him to stop bothering her. She don't want nothing to do with him. She done put his little pecker out on Front Street, everything. And he'll chill for like 5 minutes and then he be right back at it. So Zach is basically like, how are you so calm about this? And she was like, well, why are you upset? She was like, you got a baby to worry about, so don't worry about this. And then she kind of says, daddy, and starts laughing. And he was like, man, how you laughing? How you joking? This is not funny. And she was like, no, this is life. And do you know what you do with life? You live it. And that part, she's 110% right. Life will come with different hurdles that you're not expecting every single day, all day. And sometimes you just got to go with the flow with that or whatever. But I thought she was being extra calm about it too. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe that wine was helping her stay calm, okay? So they then go back to Club Eden with the girls. And Andy is admiring the strippers. And they say, you better not let Gary catch you and see you doing that. And she's like, well, me and Gary broke up, so that's not a problem. And so, of course, Sabrina and Danny is like, well, shoot, cheers to that. We'll drink to that. And they like, come on, Karen, even if you're not drinking, you can still clink the glasses. And Karen just still there. No sour puss face. Like, I just still don't understand why she didn't stay home in the damn bed. And then she's still saying she's not going to drink. She's like, y'all go ahead and drink. I'll drive. And most of them is like, well, shoot, you should have said that before because I brung my own car and stuff like that. And then Andy says she's going to get out of there. And, in the meantime, from the time Karen had came back out the bathroom, she was busy texting. And they was asking her who she was texting, where she going. And it's like, oh, don't ask, or whatever the case may be. And next thing you know, Karen says she's leaving right behind her. And then Sabrina says she's leaving. So Danny was like, well, damn, everybody's leaving. Like, thanks a lot. She was like, I really don't want to go home because my house is going to be empty and I haven't heard nothing from Preston all day. And of course, they teasing her like, oh, stay, have fun with Hugo or whatever. And then she's telling Sabrina like, well, maybe you could catch a ride home with Karen, remember you came with me. And she's like, oh, I could always just call, a ride or whatever the case may be. So then once they all leave, Hugo comes over and he's like saying to Danny still that he want to take her out, let them go for a drink. And she was like, well, why we can't have a drink right here? Like, it's literally a bar right behind you. And he's basically like, oh no, that's about to close down. I want to take you to a soul food restaurant. And she's like, well, I'm not going to eat nothing at this time of night. And he was like, nah, we could just drink. I just want to spend time with you. You always knew that I had a crush on you. You always knew I was interested in you. And while I got you here, I want to take advantage of it. Basically, that's what he was saying. So then she basically was like, okay, go get dressed. I'll wait for you. So then we had Andy going to Robin's hotel room. And he basically is in the middle of, having his dinner or whatever. And he's having a drink. And then he has a glass there. And so, an extra glass where she could have a drink. And they talking. And he starts saying how he owns this plane. The plane is his. He's basically laughing. He's like, I also own the company, the law firm. I got 120 employees working for me or something like that. And she was like, well, why the hell would you be taking a divorce thing then if you got your own plane? I'm confused. And he gonna talk about something because he wanted to meet her. That's a damn red flag right there. First of all, we getting piece by piece with Robin. Something still seems so off with him. It seems mad flaky. I could never really put an exact finger on it. It's like, yes, he's good looking. Yes, he seems cool overall. But even with the whole threesome thing, 1 minute you so interested in me, you going after me, even though I have a fiance. Next minute, I had just left your hotel room. You already got another chick there. Then you inviting me in with the chick. I don't know. Just seemed like he got some funny stuff with him too. And Andy might want to just stay by her damn self, okay? Because you just finished going through everything that you was going through with damn Gary, to get in with somebody else that's not being fully honest with you. Because all before, first of all, I thought he was supposed to be leaving and going back wherever the hell he had came from. And then all before it was, oh yeah, like he didn't wait. He waited till later to be like, I did see your information. I did look up certain things. I know whatever about you because I was looking at your file. That was the first thing. So it's like this piece by piece by piece information with him. And he claims the reason why he didn't want to tell her is because he likes to keep his cards close. Okay, that struck me for him to say it like that. And that he didn't want her to look at him differently. Why would she be looking at you differently because you saying you own a law firm and a plane? I'm confused. Okay, so again, Andy, I feel like you should be seeing red flags with that. Then Andy tells Robin if he takes over, he would be her boss, and she wouldn't like that. And he's like, why? And she was like, come on, that would be the cliche, like, I'm messing with my boss. And he was like, well, technically, you was actually sleeping with me, before I was your boss if I do take it. And she was like, yeah, technically that is true. She was like, but what about if I still want to sleep with you? And he's talking about some, oh, Andy, are you flirting? And she's like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, so what you gonna do? And she's like, let me show you. So it's like, Andy is open now, y'all. Shoot, she doing threesomes and she ready to get in and party. I mean, hey, I ain't mad if it's something that is consensual. You an adult, you can make your own decisions. And if you doing you and it's for you because you want to, then God bless you. But I still feel like she needs to go ahead and definitely be, mindful and use precautions and just, be aware. Don't let nobody get over on you and, play you like you a damn dummy. Use your common sense, and you could also do some investigative work on your own too. Shoot, okay, because you are a lawyer. So I just hope that she looks more into that. But nonetheless, they basically start acting like they ready to get it in. And so then we have Danny bringing Hugo home with her. He walks her in and she's saying thank you, and she's saying she calling it a night. But My whole thing was, Danny, you could have called it a night with him downstairs at your damn building, okay? I get it if he was trying to make sure you got home safe, even outside your door. I didn't understand why you even brung him inside your damn house, but okay. And so he's saying, oh man, it's early. Why? And she was like, yeah, for somebody that don't go to work till 9 o'clock at night, then I guess it do seem early. But for us to gotta get up and go to work in the morning, it's not, you know? And then he basically starts begging, and I didn't like the begging. It was just corny to me. And he's like, oh, basically, let me see if I could turn you on. If you don't get turned on, then I will leave. And she was like, shoot, I'm already turned on and I'm already attracted. That's not the issue. But I do have a friend, and that's the issue, or whatever the case may be. And then he's still saying, let me dance for you. And he gonna talk about some, nobody's gonna know but your thighs and your lips. And she was like, what? Like, come again? But she basically ain't telling him to get the hell out, y'all. She sat there and was letting him dance and letting him throw her up against the wall. And to me, that part was kind of corny. We could have had something with some damn more action in that part. The dance was looking corny. I mean, his body is nice and everything. I won't take that away from him. But the dance was kind of corny. I know last week I was saying, damn, y'all could have showed us the dance. We want to see it. But I don't know if it was the music, because that music was funky. Maybe if they would have had some different music on and he would have been going to the rhythm of that. I don't know what it was. But something about it was a little off to me. And at that point, I think I had actually tweeted out, like, listen, it's only 20 minutes left. Like, what else is happening here? Are we getting some action? Okay. I really didn't feel like seeing that. And then we got Sabrina coming into work the next day at the bank and basically questioning Maurice about Q. I guess this is supposed to be her first time seeing him since the whole Q situation. And it's like, oh, did he meet you where he said he was going to meet you? No. Oh, I knew he wasn't. And he was like, yeah, we know, Sabrina, you always right. And then he's like, well, he was at my house. Oh, I knew he was going to go to your house. And did he steal anything? And he's like, no, he didn't. Basically, he's been arrested. He's in jail. Good. And, he's like, he wanted me to wait with him with the police. And so then she starts to tell him this is not his father. And he's like, what? Like, why would you even say that? And then she's going to say she spoke to his mother and that she was so concerned. He was like, well, first of all, I know that's bullcrap. Like, keep it real with me. My mother wouldn't say that. If anything, she would say that I'm getting what I deserve because, of the type of lifestyle that I live or whatever the case may be. That don't even sound like something my mother would say. And I get that Sabrina is probably coming from a good place and do care about Maurice and is trying to look out for him. But that part annoyed me too, y'all. I'm sorry. I just got to be honest, because it's one thing if your friend confides in you and tells them something they self. And there's another thing for you to be like, oh, well, I called such and such and they told me this. And then she gonna talk about, I did an investigation and I found out about your father. Like, who's going around doing investigations on their friends' parents? I don't know. Maybe that's just because of the way that they wrote that and it came off and sounded like a little funny to me. So this is not something that he confided in you about and then you're giving your opinion about it. This is something where you kind of like triggering him or whatever the case may be, because they're bringing up stuff that he don't even know that he didn't share with you. And then you're just basically hurling accusations at him. And I kind of felt like that just was not the right way to go about it. And on top of that, this is supposed to be y'all place of business where y'all work at, even though we know that they never have no damn customers. So I guess it don't make a difference. But that was a little whack to me. And basically, of course, Maurice started getting upset. He came out his face to her, which you don't usually see him do. Then he went running off and it was like, whoa. So then we got Zach seeing Fatima getting ready for work. And he's like, yo, what are you going to say? Like, she's saying how she was feeling him tossing and turning. And he's like, yeah, he didn't sleep good at all. That he's worried about this. And he don't understand how she's not worried and how she's still staying calm. And he's like, because I told you I got this. And he was like, well, I'm worried about you too, because I know how you could get sometime. And I'm seeing you and this all white. Like, what exactly is your game plan? And she just still keep telling him over and over, she got it. Don't worry about it. She was like, are you listening to me? Are you going to worry about it? He's like, no. So then he's saying back to her, like, She was like, you trust me? He's like, yeah, and he was like, well, you my girl? She's like, yeah. He was like, okay, I'm going to look for stuff for our house. And he kept making her say the hour, like 3 times or whatever the case may be. Then she was like, well, are we getting some furniture for the house? And he was like, sure. I'm basically asking her if she gonna buy the furniture. So I was laughing at that. I thought that was cute. I'm glad they still hanging in there with each other, because I wasn't necessarily expecting that reaction from her. She's definitely a grown-ass woman. Like I've been saying, I love her to death, and I love them for each other. And it looks like they're not trying to let this break them up. So I was already saying, Lord, when Karen find out that this ain't break them up, forget about it. Homegirl gonna be mad, okay? And so then I seen somebody tweet out on Twitter that Karen and Hayden would be perfect for each other because they both keep obsessing over damn Zach and Fatima. I said, ain't that the truth? So nonetheless, we get back to Sabrina and Maurice in the bank, and she does come over and apologize to him. And she tells him that she cares about him, which, like I said, I believe that she does. I believe her heart was in the wrong place, but that doesn't mean sometimes you can't go about things in the wrong way. And she did apologize, if it hurt him and if she came out wrong or whatever. And he accepted her apology, and he starts to tell her a story of all the different times his father disappointed him, all the different times where, he just left him there and went to use drugs, and all the different times that he got arrested, and, about even finding him one time after he had basically hung himself and committed suicide. So, of course, that was really horrible. And he was crying or whatever. And then, she was basically feeling bad, for him and with him as well. Like, oh man, I'm so sorry, that you had to go through that and you had to experience that and you had to find him like that. But at the end of the day, Q is not your father. And he's like, I know he's not my father, She said, I wouldn't, he said, I wouldn't, my father. And then she was like, come on now, don't joke like that. And he was like, well, I have to joke. He was like, I have to. He was like, how else do you think I deal with the pain? That's what helps me deal with the pain. That's what helps me get through things. And so, he was like, I get that Q is not my father, whatever the case may be. But, and I didn't even realize that I was thinking about it in that way until when you brought it up to me. And a lot of times that could definitely be very true. We don't see stuff, when we're in it or whatever the case may be. And he was like, I really do appreciate you. And they tell each other that they love each other. So I thought that was sweet, because I do believe they love each other. And he was starting to tell her she have disgusting taste in clothes, and that she be looking raggedy. Her shoes is raggedy. And he was like, you got a little turd on your head. So he just basically started making little jokes on her, whatever the case may be. And so we then went back to, Danny in the house. And at this point, the guy's still laid up in her bed sleeping. And she's like, no, homeboy, you got to get up. And he talking about something, I'm not used to getting up to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I guess. And she was like, okay, well, you could go home and sleep in your own bed till 3. I'm like, I know that's right. And she was checking her phone, basically saying, damn, still ain't called. I guess talking about Preston or whatever the case may be. Well, not I guess talking about Preston. And so then, he hurries up and starts getting up and getting dressed. She's saying, I got to go ahead and get out to work. And he was putting on his stuff fast. So she was like, oh, you used to this, huh? It must be some married woman that you go back home with that, you know that this is the regular routine and you know how to hurry up and jump up and get all your clothes on. And so she's like, okay, good. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. I got to go to work. And she was like, you smell like baby oil and club or whatever the case may be. And, Danny just basically making her different jokes and telling him thank you, though. And she was like, woo, you know how to get dressed in a hurry. You rushing, huh? She was like, because you a rent boy. So I was like, yeah, probably more than likely. So anyway, as she going to walk him to the door and saying thank you and all of that, who's standing at the damn door but Preston? I knew that was going to happen. I knew damn Preston was going to pop up there. And so where this leaves him and Danny at now, I don't know. Because as much as she want to throw accusations, Danny girl, you have never caught Preston in a situation, not even one time yet. This is the second time he's catching you. And she gonna talk about shit when he opened the door, and Preston just standing there like this with his damn arms folded. Like, here he is trying to come and give you a surprise. And it ended up being a surprise for him. And I'm just like, Lord, like, Danny, you really need to make it clear, what you want and what you don't want. Because, first you wanted him there, then you didn't want him there. And you were saying y'all didn't really have nothing in common. Then you was mad that he wasn't coming and calling. You already got somebody else there. So I don't know where this leaves y'all at. I don't know. But y'all definitely need to have a conversation, and you need to figure out, do you really still want this man around or don't you? Because it doesn't make any sense to waste anybody's time at all. Okay? And so we then get Andy waking up with Robin, and she's basically upset. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be late for work. I got to get out of here. And you not the one that got to go, walking in somewhere having on the same outfit that you had on the night before in the club. And I can't be like this or whatever. And he's like, don't worry about it. I called Fatima and told her that we had a meeting and you was running late. And she's like, oh, that makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? She's going to know we was together. And he was like, no, she's not. Calm down. Relax. He's like, if you that worried about the outfit, I could actually call the store downstairs and have them send up a couple of dresses from you to choose from. And she was like, you actually, can do that? And he was like, yeah. She was like, no, it's okay. I gotta go. She was like, man, I got a career. I got meetings. I got things to do. And so she was like, you a boss. You could understand that. And he was like, well, here's the thing. We would like to do it again. And I'm like, huh? I'm saying it with Andy. Like, who's we? The freaking bathroom door open up, y'all. And freaking Gary is walking out of it. And he talking about, if you mind if I join in. And I'm like, what? Like, what the, huh? So was Robin and Gary in on this from the beginning? Like, I'm confused. Then we get Fatima getting in the car with Hayden raggedy ass. And he was like, oh, you just gonna come and jump in my car? She like, yep. And he was like, okay, well, why? She was like, because you don't get the hint. You don't back off. We got a problem. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, okay, what's that? And she was like, I done told you to stay away. I keep asking you to stop doing this shit. And you keep doing it. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? And she was like, and now you know with Zach. And he was like, well, it's insider trading. What do you want me to do? And she was like, well, you know this how? And he was like, I just know it. She was like, because you listen to my calls? No. She was like, yeah, that's what it is. And so she was like, and now you basically, want to run with it. And obviously me saying that I'm going to tell the lawyers isn't scary enough for you, huh? The partners or whatever. And he was like, me asking you nicely haven't worked. And he was like, nah, that ain't gonna stop me. Like, got the nerve to be talking his mess on top of that. And she was like, I keep asking myself, what can I do? How can I get this mother effing elf off my damn back? Get him to leave me alone. And you really wilding out for real. And so he was like, basically like, you ain't seen nothing yet. And she's like, oh yeah? She was like, oh no, you ain't seen nothing yet. She was like, and then it hit me. You not gonna stop. And he was like, yeah, you right about that. He killed me with that. He real cocky. And she was like, that's why I'm here. And he was like, so what's, what now? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And she basically put some brass knuckles on, and he's laughing it up. He's like, oh, you got brass knuckles? That's funny. What you gonna do? Man, Fatima just start boom, 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 boom. I was like, what that chick? Okay, get him. And he telling her stop or he gonna punch her. And then he hauls off and punch her. And he was like, what did I tell you? Look what you made me do. She said, oh, you hit me? And she started laughing and laughing and laughing. And then he was like, what the? She said, you hit me? She said, that's what I was waiting for your dumb ass to do, you stupid mother. She whistled. And all these guys jumped out the damn van that was right next to him. He talking about, what's going on? Hey, Fatima, what's happening? Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. And the guys just whipping on his behind. And he steadily, hey, Fatima. Hey, Fatima calling after her. Fatima just went ahead and was walking off. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. After y'all finish whipping that ass, y'all need to throw him out on the damn ground and take that same damn van and run his ass over. I'm sick of him. Okay, enough is enough, Tyler Perry, with this damn story. And I'm trying to understand, like I said, was Robin and Zach in this the whole time? So now you want her to do a damn threesome with him too? Like, did I'm saying the wrong names. Was Robin and Gary in on this together the whole time? Did Gary set her up with him, and Gary set him up with the girl? Because it's funny to me that he already knew the girl and was also in some kind of photo of hers when Andy was talking about it. Like, huh? And now you here with Robin? Like, I don't think I'm gonna like where that storyline is going either, y'all. I'm just like, really? Really? Oh, okay. So anyway, y'all, I guess we're gonna see January 4th where season 4 is taking us. That was really the only action that we got at the end. I was just happy to see Hayden get his ass beat, to be honest. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about it, what y'all liked, what y'all didn't like. You know, do you think that Gary was in on this with Robin from the beginning and, you know, like purposely had him come there just to do all of this? And what do y'all think? Do you think after Hayden get this ass whooping, he gonna finally leave Fatima and Zach alone? Okay, put it all in the comments. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, y'all. Till next time, I'll talk to y'all. Toodaloo.